Is there anybody here who is interested in real freedom? If you are, would you let me know in the chat? Maybe you could let me know either way with a yes or a no in the chat. I'd really genuinely like to know if I'm speaking to the right crowd. You see, the kind of freedom that I'm talking about is the kind of freedom to actually be yourself. It's the freedom to do what you're here to do. It's the freedom to experience peace regardless of what might be happening outwardly or inwardly. I'm getting some yeses. Great. Well, I have some good news and then some other news. The good news is that is possible for you, and I can share with you a secret that will allow you to be able to achieve that. The other news is that there is somewhat of a catch. You see, in order to have that freedom, now this is the secret that very few people know. In order to have that freedom, you have to be willing to lose everything. Now, how many of you actually want that freedom? Oh, it's a different story now. You say, well, wait a second. Surely there's a way around this. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want that kind of freedom. I mean, it sounds nice, but I don't want to have to lose everything. Well, it's not just for those who do lose everything, because everybody loses everything. It's for those who are willing to lose everything. It's a difference. Because most people lose everything kicking and screaming, don't they? They don't want to lose. They say, no, 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 I will not lose. But if you want real freedom, you have to be willing to lose everything. Everything. Now think about this, because the person who has something that they're not willing to lose, that person can be controlled, can't they? Think about it. I mean, just imagine that Hollywood movie. You know what the scene would be. It's like, what is that, Agent Smith? Is that who that is? Right? Knows the one thing they can use to control you because you are not willing to lose that. You say, no, not that, anything else. I'll, I'll give you anything else. I'll give you all my money. I'll give you all of my fame. I'll give you my good looks. I'll give you everything, but not that, not that. I won't give that up. Ask for anything else. That's the thing, too. All of it, if you want real freedom. Well, think about it. It's true, isn't it? I mean, it should be obvious once it's pointed out. When you're willing to lose everything, then there's nothing that can control you. Then, therefore, you are free. But as long as there's something you're not willing to give up, then you can be controlled. And guess what? You will be controlled because that's how life works. Life is going to present you with those circumstances. They're going to threaten to take that thing from you, and you'll shake in your boots and you'll say, oh, no, no, I'll give you anything, but not that. Now, just take a moment and think about, reflect upon those things that you hold so dearly that you won't let them go. Now, for some of you, it's the money. And for some of you, it's your intellect. And for some of you, it's your reputation. And for some of you, it's your looks. For some of you, it's your children. For some of you, it's your spouse. For some of you, it's your special talents. Whatever it is. And for almost everybody, it's the body, isn't it? Not that. Oh, you could have anything else, but not that. Well, then, how free are you? Because think about it. I mean, if the conditions turn against you in that one respect, then suddenly you're not so free, are you? I mean, you might say, oh, I'm pretty free. Look at me. I can exercise my great freedom. I can do all these things. I'm not so bothered. Look at all the other people around me, all of those people, the peasants. They're also bothered, but not me. I'm not bothered. I'm sitting calm, cool, and collected until that one thing is threatened, right? And then suddenly, not so much. Then you're controlled. Am I right or am I right? You like the options I gave you? I'm definitely right. I know that's why I can say it because it's just the truth. Now, you say you want freedom, and now I've presented you with a very inconvenient truth. I should have warned you. Oh, I always forget to warn you. I should have warned you beforehand, shouldn't I? Because this is the kind of thing you can't easily unsee it. But now that you've seen it, there it is. So now what are you going to do with it? You could try to ignore it. You could try and pretend like you didn't see it. You could try and persuade yourself that, it's something other than what's perfectly obvious, what I've just spelled out. There's some kind of exception here. There's some kind of clause that lets you out. Or you could just tell the truth about it, which is that if you want real freedom, now you know how to get it. You have to be willing to lose everything. Now, I know where some people's minds will go with this and they'll say, well, wait, now I have to lose everything? Is that what you're saying? No, I didn't say that. Notice I didn't say that. You have to be willing to lose everything. Now, some people will will foolishly, like give up all the things, and that's not really, it's not the same. It doesn't give the same results. It's your willingness, the willingness, the willingness that matters. It doesn't matter what happens on the outside. It matters what you're doing on the inside. If you're trying desperately to hold on to something on the inside, then you're not free. But when you are willing, and therefore you are not holding on to anything on the inside, then you're free. Now, I'm sure I've already lost, but at this point, the people who just want the stuff, they've already tuned out. But I'll say it anyway, because for those who, for whatever reason, are still tuned in, who want the stuff, I'll point out that this actually also applies if you want the stuff. If you want the $1 million, you have to be willing to lose the $1 million. You have to be willing to lose the $1 million. Otherwise, you don't have $1 million. $1 million has you. And that's the truth, isn't it? I mean, how many people have $1 million and the $1 million has them? What kind of freedom do they have? They're slaves to their $1 million. If you want real freedom, you have to be willing to lose it all. And when you're willing to lose it all, you can have anything. And because it doesn't have you. Well, that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about it. Oh, you might be wondering, well, what do I do? Like, how do I get to that point? Because, well, the first thing would be to tell the truth. Okay, so just notice right now what you're not willing to lose. And you can't you can't get to where you want to get to. You can't get to the freedom by lying. Lying won't work. A lot of people try that, right? They say, "Oh no, no, look at me. I don't have any attachments. I don't mind losing everything." And then they say, well, "Why isn't it working? Why am I not experiencing the freedom? I mean, I'm saying the right things." Yes, but you don't really mean it. So lying won't get you there. So start by being honest. That will be the best policy. I know it seems like it will hurt, but actually it hurts a lot more to lie. The lying is so painful. The telling the truth is it's a relief. You've experienced that, haven't you? I mean, haven't you experienced the relief of telling the truth? The pain of the lie and then the relief of the truth, even if it's still inconvenient and uncomfortable. I mean, there might be consequences. I'm not saying there won't be, but at least it will be a relief. At least you won't continue to tell the lie. So at least start by just telling the truth to yourself about the things that you are not yet willing to lose. Now, if I paused long enough for you to come up with all the things, we'd be here all day because it's a long list. There's an awful lot of things that you're not willing to let go of. I know. I, I guess I know what it's like. I mean, if that's not obvious to you, then you're not really telling the truth yet. Because just notice how tenuous your so-called peace is. I mean, if you ever have a moment of what you would call peace, isn't it easily disturbed? The least little thing can disturb it, can't it? I mean, sometimes it's just a change in the weather. And that's not even an exaggeration, is it? I mean, sometimes just a change in the weather and suddenly you're not okay anymore. Sometimes, you get a little indigestion. That will do it, won't it? That will upset you. Somebody gives you a look, that can upset you, can't it? I mean, you see where I'm going? Like you have to start to actually tell the truth about it. The things that will actually disturb you, the things that you're not willing to let go of because you hold on to these vanities. I, I'm not willing to let go of the vanity that I am this very important person. And other people should respect that. Other people should acknowledge that. Other people should treat me as a very important person. Other people should always agree with me. If they don't agree with me, then I'm going to be disturbed because I have to hold on to this fantasy that I am a very important, perfect person, worthy of respect and love and adoration. Plus, I'm really good looking. I mean, we usually like to have it both ways with these things, right? I mean, but 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 tell the truth. There's some of that in there, isn't there? There's this vanity in there. I'm this good-looking, special, intelligent, generous, perfect, know-it-all who everybody should love and respect and adore and agree with at all times. So just start to notice all the things, like the government policies, your financial statements, your decisions, big and small, what to buy, what you have bought, what you didn't buy yet, what you should buy, what you should have bought, how you should have invested. You should have bought Bitcoin when it was whatever. I mean, everybody's got their stories, right? Now, just notice all the stuff. I would really encourage you to actually write it down. Make a list of all the things. Now, a lot of people, they don't want to do this. They say, oh, no, 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 that would be focusing on the negative. And I have been around the block. I know the basic spiritual principles. They should never focus on the negative, only focus on the positive. Bullshit. You should be honest. I mean, if the way that you have been approaching things had been giving you complete results, you wouldn't be here now, would you? I mean, it's just the truth. There's nothing shameful about that. It's just the truth. You haven't gotten the complete results. So therefore, there has to be some kind of misunderstanding somewhere along the way. So, anything is suspect. Anything could be the misunderstanding. So don't cling so dearly to things. It's okay. Write the things down that you are unwilling to let go of, the things that you're afraid of losing, the things that push your buttons, the things where you think if that happened, that would be terrible, unbearable, awful. If they found out, if they found out about how I really am and what I really think and what I've really done, those kinds of things. I mean, who are you going to be? Who are you hiding this stuff from? You know it already. Just write it down so that you can actually make it fully conscious and admit to it. That would be the starting point. Now, the next thing would be to admit the pain of continuing to do things the way that you've been doing things. In other words, if you're if the way that you've been doing things is that you're unwilling to lose these things, you're unwilling, can't allow it. Just admit to the pain that that is producing for you. I mean, if you don't admit to the pain, why would you do anything differently? If you think that what you've been doing is working, then obviously you are not going to change anything. So it's necessary for you to admit that what you've been doing has not been working. Now, I know it seems like, because this is the so-called common sense that you need to cling to the things that you think you need. So-called common sense. But just look in the world and see how well is that working? How many people do you know who are actually free? Not many, do you? Not anybody you actually know, because the ones you actually know, you know that they are not free. You know that they are agonizing. So maybe that so-called common sense is, it might be common, but it's not very good sense, is it? So that's what's been inculcated into us. You've got to cling, you've got to do everything, fight tooth and nail, hold on to it, don't let go. I mean, I'm just thinking of all the power ballads of the 80s. It's like, we've got to hold on. got to hold on. But it's a lie. It's not working. So, can you recognize that? Can you recognize that trying to hold on, the refusal to let go, the refusal to have the willingness to lose is causing you pain? Now, think about this. Think about something that you wanted, or at least you thought you wanted, that you got. And think about, if you can, remember the moment you got it. And what was the actual experience? It was relief, wasn't it? It was relief. And then what follows? Yeah, then there's the anxiety. What if I lose it? What if it turns out that's not really it? What if this? What if that? See, the thing is, we've been taught to grip and hold on, and all we ever get is a moment of relief, a fleeting moment of relief, followed by more of the same, more of the lack, the anxiety, the fear, the doubt, the worry, distress. Well, just for a moment right now, try this out. Just for one moment right now, just for half a second, just let go of all of it. Let go of all of it. Let go of all of it so much that you're not even sure what you're letting go of. That thoroughly. Let go of it so completely. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to let go of, no one to hold on to anything, no one to let go of anything. There's just this one moment. And tell me, isn't that lovely? Now, who or what is going to control you in this one moment? Nothing can control you. It's only going to control you in the next moment when you're grasping at things again. And you say, oh, I need this and I need that. I got to make sure that I got a roof over my head. I got to make sure that the air conditioning is running. I got to make sure that, nobody's thinking badly of me. I've got to make sure that my my loved ones still adore me and respect me and think well of me. I've got to make sure that I'm still in a good position in terms of social status. Now, here's the next thing. Notice that not only is it painful to try and hold on to all these things and manage all these things. It's also futile. I mean, how long you think you're really going to be able to avoid the wrinkles? Come on. I know, the technology promises, it seems very seductive, but oh, come on. I mean, at a certain point, at a certain point, you're not going to be able to hold it together any longer. The amount of effort necessary in order to be able to maintain the pretenses will be greater than you can sustain. I, Now I know, some people they're so vain, even after death, they're still going to ensure that nobody will see them looking anything other than perfect. But well, now the Undertaker will, won't they? I mean, the one who's going to do you up, who's going to put on your makeup on your corpse. I mean, they'll see you, won't they? The one who's going to do, inject all the things to puff up the skin so that it doesn't sag when people come by the casket. They'll see you. At least somebody will. Well, I know you might say, well, no, hold on, not so fast, Joy, because AI is really taking off, and they've said, AI is going to take over most of the jobs. The AI can definitely take over the makeup. So maybe no human will ever see you. But then, of course, the question is, well, if AI is so advanced, should you maybe be concerned about the judgments and opinions of AI? Bet you didn't think of that before. Just throwing it out there. As if you didn't have enough to worry about. Well, that's the point, is you don't have to worry about any of it. You choose to worry about it because you're unwilling to lose the things. You're unwilling to lose the vanity. You're unwilling to lose the false status that you have invented in your own mind. You created it and you've burdened yourself with it, and it's hurting you. And it impinges upon your freedom. Now, think about this. Who could possibly limit your freedom? Who could do that? Well, some of you know the right answer. That's very polite of you to offer it up. I mean, that's true. Yes, only you. Isn't there anybody here who thinks somebody else can limit your freedom, though? I mean, come on, you got to think somebody else can limit your freedom. You're not willing to admit it. See, it's at least one person. See, there we go. Thank you. One person says no, it's the others. Somebody says my dad. Somebody says something in German. I don't even understand German except for Gesundheit, and I barely understand that. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on that. And I will go off on a tangent on that. What does Gesundheit mean? What does Gesundheit mean? Can anybody tell me? Health. Yeah. Why does one say health? Hmm, it's an odd idea, isn't it? Governments. There you go. Governments. Thank you. Parents, law, people, streets. I don't know how streets. Oh, streets because you can't walk somewhere other than the streets. You can't drive somewhere other than the streets. Um, yeah, police and a judge. Great. Now, in what ways specifically do they limit your freedom? So the streets and the dads and the police and the judges and all the rest of it, how specifically do they limit your freedom? They put you in a cell. So how does putting you in a cell limit your freedom? You're like, come on, Joey, it's obvious. Really? How does that limit your freedom? I mean, how is it that you determine that that limits your freedom, but other experiences are not limiting your freedom? I mean, if your freedom is defined by the phenomena, then there's always some phenomena, right? So then the phenomena is always limiting your freedom by that definition. Regardless of whether it's a cell or not a cell or a street or not a street, it doesn't matter. It's some phenomena, there's some limitation, and you say that's limiting your freedom. I mean, you don't have to be in a jail cell in order to experience the limitation of freedom, do you? You're already experiencing it, and how many of you are in a jail cell right now? Somebody says Dan is a very mercurial character, explosive temper. So things are happening, there are phenomena, and you determine that some of those phenomena are limiting your freedom. There are things that you don't want to lose. Therefore, you say, well, I have to. Whatever you determine you have to. That's the limitation of your freedom. It's just you telling yourself that there are some kind of limits to you. Okay, do this again. For one moment right now, just even if it's half a second, just completely let go. Is there anything limiting your freedom? It's a it's a trick question because there's no you to have freedom, is there? There's just freedom. Just freedom. Does it matter what the appearance is? But if you tell yourself that there are certain appearances, certain phenomena that are acceptable and certain that are not acceptable, then you're right back in the prison cell of your mind. This shouldn't happen. This can't happen. That can't happen. That would be unacceptable. That's terrible. I won't allow it. you're compelled to give your energy to this stuff because you say no to it. Not that I won't allow that. I won't allow myself to be homeless under the bridge without any teeth. I won't allow it. Can't allow it. Absolutely can't allow it. So there you go. You're compelled to give your energy to that thing. Won't allow it, must resist, can't allow it to happen. You are limiting your own freedom. You and nobody else. It's all just appearances. Now, how many of you want real freedom? Not so many. And that's okay, but at least you can be honest about it. Don't tell yourself anymore that you want freedom if you don't. I mean, that's silly, right? You can just admit that you're choosing the prison cell of your own making. But if you want freedom, then it seems to be necessary to choose it repeatedly. Because the tendency, the habit is to reject it. The habit is to cling to things. The habit is to say no. I won't let this go. I won't let go of my precious ideas of how it's supposed to be and how it's not supposed to be. It's just what we return to over and over and over and over and over. Just keep on doing that because we're mistaking the appearance for ourselves. Can't allow wrinkles because those wrinkles are me. The wrinkles are me, and the status is me, and the opinions that I'm projecting onto others, that's me. And the feelings that I'm having, that's me. And I have to make sure that that doesn't happen. It's not freedom. It's just misery. So if you want real freedom, then it seems to be necessary to continue to tell the truth over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And some people at this point, they say, oh, that's not for me. I wanted just, the like one time thing. I'm going to do the thing one time and then it's one and done. And then I can live my life. And what this is it's to recognize that you've had it all inside out and upside down and backward. That was the wrong thinking. Because look, if that thinking gave you the results, you wouldn't be here. You'd already have gotten the results. The 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 kind of thinking that is so-called common sense, as I said, it's very common, but it's not particularly sensible because it doesn't give the results that it promises to give. It gives the opposite of what it promises to give. I mean, think about it. We say, I want the easy solution. I won't accept this solution. I want the easy solution. And look how long and hard you've been working trying to get the easy solution. Do you see how it's all inside out and backward and upside down? But we keep falling for it. We say, no, 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 I don't want this. I want the easy solution. Give me the easy solution, not this one. It's like, come on, tell the truth. How long have you been playing that game? How are you tired yet of hurting yourself? What about now? What about now? Are you tired now of hurting yourself? I mean, at what point will you finally just call it quits and say, I'm done hurting myself? I'm done lying to myself. I'm ready for freedom. So the the it seems necessary then to be watchful for the self-deception because it creeps back in through the back door repeatedly. You know, you usher it out through the front door, it comes back in through the back door, and the next thing you know, you've been fooled again. And there you are, rejecting your experience, insisting, "Oh no, no, I don't want that. I want the easy solution. I'll just wait here for the easy solution. I don't want to have to do, I don't want to have to like be awake or pay attention or feel anything. I just want the easy solution. I'm just going to stay here and suffer forever until I get the easy solution." It's like, come on, wake up. And it seems like we just have to keep on noticing because it keeps on happening, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that you keep on getting fooled? So I suggested earlier making a list. How many of you have made a list? A couple of you have made a list. Out of out of 66, 3 people made a list. I mean, that's that's now I can tell you the ones who make the list stand a chance of getting the results. And the ones who refuse to make a list, you're not going to get the results. Now, I know you're going to say, "Oh, come on. That how could you say that, Joey? You don't know that. You don't know. You don't have a monopoly on the truth. You can't know that's true." Have you gotten the results yet? I mean, because look, the way that you're doing it is just the same old way. It's the same old way that didn't give the results. I'm suggesting something that can give results. And I know human nature. Out of 66 people, at best, 6 people will make a list. And the rest will make excuses for why they won't. And it's okay. It's just be honest about it. You're going to keep on suffering. If you want the results, then you have to be willing to actually do something different other than how you've done it up to now. Now, once you've made the list, you're like, "Joey, I made the list and nothing's changed." Just proves you're full of shit, Joey. That's just the starting point. Now at least you know this is what you've been using to hurt yourself. Next is be willing to lose it. Be willing to lose whatever it is that you're afraid of losing. one at a time. So let's do it together. Some people are saying list of things. Okay, so a list. So for just so that we can all be clear here. So it's a list of the things that where you feel uncomfortable. You can think of it however you want. Things you're afraid to lose, things you're afraid to experience, whatever. The point is, these are the things that you feel uncomfortable to think about these things. You're afraid, what if these things were to come to pass? What if people were to find out that I'm fill in the blank, right? What if they were to find out that I have whatever, fill in the blank, right? What if, I didn't wear my makeup? What if I lost all my money? What if my family learned that I lost all my money? What if my friends knew that I really was I was a kleptomaniac? What if, okay, the things that you're afraid of, whatever, big, small, whatever, those things, the things you say, no, 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 I can't have that, not that, no way. Anything other than that, won't allow it. Now, my recommendation is that you work through the list one at a time. Maybe there are other ways of doing this. The way that I recommend is just do it one at a time. It seems to be more certain. If you come up with a better system that gives better, faster results, fantastic. I'm very happy about that. And the way that I can, with confidence, recommend to you that I know will work is one at a time. So let's do it together right now. Select one thing from your list. And if you're not familiar with this at all, if you've never gone through this process, maybe don't start with something that is like a 10 out of 10 that freaks you out. Not that it really matters, but just it will probably be easier for you to start if it's something that's more of a middle of the intensity kind of thing. Now, just notice when you think about it. What is it that you try not to think about? What is it you try to avoid when you think about it? What is it you do? What you tell yourself, oh, that will never happen, or I can control that, or it's not going to be so bad. What is it that you do to try and avoid the discomfort of it? And don't do that. I mean, notice how much effort is involved in that. I gave this example for those who were there on the Saturday. On Saturday, I gave a presentation. I said, don't think of a purple zebra. Now, do you notice that you have to think of a purple zebra? There's no way you cannot think of a purple zebra unless you're ignoring this completely. But if you try not to think of a purple zebra, you have to first think of a purple zebra, and then you have to try to not think of a purple zebra. You're thinking of it, and then you're trying to avoid it. So if there are things that you are trying to avoid, you're thinking about it and then trying to avoid it, right? So when you've selected something from your list, and I'm inviting you to think about it and notice what you do trying to avoid what it is that you're really afraid of. You either try to look at something else, you tell yourself something, you make some effort trying to avoid. Don't do that. Just see how much unnecessary effort that is, how that exhausts you. It drains you of your energy. Don't do that to yourself anymore. Now, that's it. Forget about it for a moment. Think about something completely different. I mean, like, how, how about them pats? People are like, "What the hell are you talking about, Joey?" Pats, the New York, no, the New England Patriots. I gave myself away. I'm not a sports fan. The football team. It's not. Is it even football season? It's not even football season. But the point is, just something else for a moment. You don't need to dwell on anything. You could think about what is the what is the the state bird of Colorado. And for those who are not Americans, you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, they're official birds of each state of our fine union. That's right. So cool. So you could even Google it. What is the state bird of Colorado? Perhaps somebody could tell us. If we had an AI assistant right now, we could just ask the AI assistant to tell us, please, Alexa, what is the state bird of the state of Colorado? So now think about this thing, the same item from your list. Think about it again. When you think about it this time, do you notice that something has changed? Something has changed. It has to have changed. It's changed because you've changed. Because you, whether you realize it or not, if you sincerely follow the instructions that I gave last time, you discovered, albeit perhaps unconsciously, that whatever it is that you were afraid of, it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't nearly as big of a deal as you thought. That you could actually survive, and in fact, that it's inevitable that you would survive because you're not who you thought you were. Now, when you think about it this time, just notice if there's anything that you try to avoid. Of course, there's something you try to avoid. Just notice what that is, and don't make the effort to avoid it. Just for a moment, just for one moment, just allow it, whatever it is. Who cares? You really want to struggle for the rest of your life with this thing? Who cares? Let it in just for a moment, just for 1 second. It's just in your imagination anyway, just for half a second. And then you can forget about it. So did somebody figure out it's the lark bunting? Now we could all try to figure out what does a lark bunting look like. I'm willing to speculate that it has wings. I bet that a lark bunting is, I'm told, the state bird of Colorado. Colorado is a state in the United States. It's in the mountains, mountainous state, very mountainous. And the state bird is a lark bunting, apparently. And I'm just speculating that the lark bunting has wings, probably two of them. Anybody want to tell me I'm wrong? All I'm doing here is if you're willing, I'm just directing your attention to something else. That's it. Just because if you try and hold your attention on the thing, it becomes exhausting. But if you just direct your attention to something else for a moment, it's much easier. Now, think about this thing on the list again. And when you think about it this time, notice it's changed. It has to have changed because you've changed. Now, it might have changed in a big way or in a small way, but something has definitely changed. The way you think about it has changed. Now, it might be for what you would consider to be the better, or even for the worse, but something has changed. And just notice whatever that is, and notice whatever it is that you are still resisting. Notice the effort involved in that. And just for a moment, because it's just in your imagination anyway, just don't make that effort. Allow whatever it is completely. Just completely allow it. Don't make the effort to try and avoid it. It's okay. And then that's it. You can just drop it and you can put your attention on something else. We, I don't know how much more mileage we can get out of a lark bunting, but we can certainly try. I mean, I'm willing to speculate, by the way, that a lark bunting, I don't know if any of you are going to disagree with me on this, but I'm willing to speculate that a lark bunting has a beak. You like my the thing that I do for the beak? It's like charades. You guys know the charades? Say we could do sounds like what? Peak? Yes, peak, beak. Is that entertaining for you? I'm hoping to just distract you. I know I'm not that entertaining, but do you notice when and I you don't need to think about it much, but if you were just to very briefly think about that item from your list again, do you notice that it's changed? Is there anybody here who's going to tell me it hasn't changed? Nobody's telling me that it hasn't changed. I'm maybe because you're afraid of me. It's changed. It has to have changed. It's just the law of how things work because you changed. That's how you can actually live your freedom. You can claim your freedom because you can take all the things that you have been trying to avoid and you can actually be completely at peace. You can be willing to lose everything. Think about how free that is. You could go anywhere, do anything, whatever the weather, whether you have wrinkles or no wrinkles, whether other people like you or don't like you. You could actually have that freedom. That's possible for you. Isn't that better than anything else that you've ever wanted in your life? Because everything else, everything else was really just to give you that, wasn't it? I mean, you think, oh, I need this, I need that, I need the other things. And for what? For freedom, for that freedom to be yourself, for the freedom to be at peace, for the freedom to actually be content, for the freedom to really, actually, truly enjoy your life, not the kind of manic attempt to enjoy your life, but the real enjoyment, the enjoyment of this now. That's all that you were really aiming for. Anything else, icing on the cake. So I am not telling you don't want the $1 million, don't want the house, don't want the I don't care. I'm just saying freedom first. Freedom is in any case, freedom is the best path to those things. Because as I said earlier, if you if you if you think you have to have the $1 million has you. That is not real freedom. And you just that that's the because you know your own experience, you know that that is what most people are living. They are had by all of the things that they think that they have. So you have a totally different possibility available to you, and I wonder if you'll choose it. Well, I mean, I know. Look, 4 people have already dropped off since I last looked, because they've had enough. Because this is not for everybody. I get it. I understand. Most people are not yet ready to stop suffering. Isn't that crazy? But most people are not yet ready to stop suffering. Most people are just going to keep on grinding. I hope that's not you. I hope that you are actually going to choose real freedom for yourself. And you can. That's the point here is that's actually possible. You don't have to just cross your fingers and hope and say, I please let it happen to me. It's amazing to me after all the time. I mean, some people, God bless them, but after some people have been, and I'll say, I don't know, maybe it's me. Some people though have been listening to me and what I've been sharing for years. And then they'll still ask me, can you can you fix me? And I think, where is the miscommunication? There, there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing broken about you. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. And I certainly can't do it, but you certainly can stop suffering. That is absolutely available. No doubt about it. You can absolutely stop suffering, and you have the power to choose that. And you don't have to wait. You can do it starting now. Now, again, I know some people will say, I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the instant easy solution. Joey, I tried it, it didn't work. I showed up to this meeting and I did what you said, and I listened to your nonsense about a lark bunting and your thing, the gesture with the beak, and it didn't work. So they're going to keep on waiting for the easy solution. And they'll keep suffering. And what I'm saying is this, you have everything that you need in order to stop suffering. And I cannot guarantee that when you apply this, that all the suffering forever and ever will end instantly right now. It could happen, but I can't guarantee that. Maybe you'll have to keep applying this for several days, or maybe for several weeks, or maybe for several months. However long it takes, this is a way that will work. And do you have another way? See, most people, they say, there's another way out there. It's the easy way. It's it's going to come to me in my YouTube feed. I know it. The algorithm's working for me. Okay, good luck. But meanwhile, you could be relieving yourself of that suffering. You could be allowing yourself to experience real freedom. And why wouldn't you? For the life of me, I don't know why people wouldn't. I still haven't figured that out. Why not? Could somebody here explain to me why not? Fear of death. Interesting. I mean, so fear of death, think about it in the context of what I've talked about today. Somebody else's fear of unknown. So the same thing applies there. So you're imagining something, albeit unconsciously, but you're imagining something and you've said, not that. That is unacceptable. So death. Oh no, not that. That is unacceptable. Unknown. Unacceptable. Can't allow it. It's going to be too awful. So you reject it. Bracing within yourself. I've got to make sure that that never happens. No death for me. So you're not willing to lose whatever it is that you think you've got, the life that you think you've got. You have no life. The fear of death has you, but you've got no life. Your life force is consumed trying to avoid the thing. Fear of catastrophe. Yeah. Same thing. Do you see how that works? The same thing. Fear of the thing means you're imagining this thing. And then you've said, no, 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 that can't happen. That could never happen. That's not allowed. Because there's something that you think, oh, no, 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 this, I can't lose this. And if that happened, then I'd lose this. I'd lose my comfort. I'd lose my whatever. And so you're a slave. You can have real freedom. Now, I have, albeit very generally, given you an outline for how you can do that. I don't know how many people will connect the dots and know exactly how to proceed with that. Uh, but I have provided that. For those who attended the class on Saturday, I did make it a little bit more explicit. I also know the reality is that most people are not going to do it. Uh, for those of you who do want to do it, but you're honest with yourself enough to admit that you probably are not going to do it on your own, then I am offering an opportunity for you to receive my support in that. And so I am that opportunity does still exist. That's going to remain an opportunity until the end of the day, Tuesday. So for those who are interested in considering that, there you go. You've got that opportunity available to you. Uh, I, I I hope that you choose that if you want freedom. I'm not saying it's the only way to freedom. I'm just saying that it is an opportunity to receive support in something that, if you're really honest about it, you're probably not going to do so much on your own. So that does exist. On that cheery note, we'll wrap up this part of the meeting for today. I will say, just in closing, for the people who watch us on YouTube, that if you are interested in having this kind of cheer brought to you live, you could attend these meetings live. And in order to do that, you could get that information by signing up on my website at joylott.com. When you do, you'll get uh, an email with that information. You just sign up for there's an ebook there where you can sign up for the ebook. And in addition to the ebook, you're also going to get information so you can join these live. And wrap it up there. So for those watching on YouTube, blessings to you. Take care and bye for now.